There are an estimated 4.7 million of these people in America right now. You will know one by the way they talk about resale value at a funeral. You're born as a perfectly normal child. Your first words are milk, mama, and Air Jordan. The third word is a point of confusion for your pediatrician. For your second birthday, your uncle gives you a pair of baby Nike Cortezes. You do not walk in them. You place them on a shelf, perfectly aligned and point. This is your first collection. Your dad thinks it's cute. Your mom is concerned. The die is cast. In kindergarten, show and tell is a blood sport. Other kids bring a pet rock. You bring a pair of pristine size 4 Air Jordan 1s in the Chicago colorway. You explain the significance of the black toe, the banned by the NBA marketing campaign. The 5-year-olds stare blankly. The teacher, Mrs. Jenkins, says they're very nice shoes. You correct her. They are not shoes. They are a piece of history. You are sent to the thinking chair. You sit, but you do not think about your actions. You think about whether you should have brought the bread ones instead for more dramatic impact. Your allowance is $5 a week. A pair of Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Zebras resells for $900. You do the math, you need 180 weeks. This is your first business plan. You start a lemonade stand. You charge $7 a cup. You tell customers it's artisanal small batch with a hint of lavender. You are 9. A man in a suit buys one, pays with a 20 and tells you to keep the change. You do not thank him. You ask if his shoes are reps. He walks away. You have made $23, only $877 to go. And just like that, you reach the most insufferable period of being a sneakerhead. You're a teenage sneakerhead. Other teens have posters of bands on their walls. Your walls are lined with shoeboxes organized by brand, colorway, and release year. You have a color-coded spreadsheet tracking retail price versus StockX value. You wear your grails to school once. You spend the entire day walking like a penguin to avoid creasing. A kid spills chocolate milk in the cafeteria. You perform a combat role to avoid the splash zone. You are not made fun of, you are feared. You discover SNKRS and GOAT apps. Your phone has 17 alarms set for different drop times across 3 time zones. You wake up at 3:47 a.m. for a Dunks raffle. You do not get them. You take the L. You post a screenshot of the L on your Instagram story with a crying emoji. You get 2 likes. Both are from other sneakerheads who also took the L. This is your community. You bond over mutual failure. You spend 45 minutes debating with a kid from New Jersey whether the Travis Scott fragment lows are better than the highs. You have never met him. He is your best friend. You try to explain the concept of dead stock to your date for homecoming. She asks if it means the shoes are dead. You spend 20 minutes explaining it means never worn, pristine condition, original everything. She nods. She asks if you're going to wear your shoes to the dance. You say of course not. You have a pair of beat-up Air Force Ones for that. She goes to the dance with the quarterback. You stay home, watching YouTube videos of people unboxing the shoes you didn't get. Comment took an L below if this is hitting too close to home. You start a sneaker Instagram account. You call it It Kicks Chronicles. You post 3 times a day. Your followers are 87 other sneakerheads. You spend 2 hours staging each photo. You use a ring light. You adjust the shoebox angle by half a degree. You write captions like the silhouette speaks volumes. You get 3 comments, 2 are bots. The third asks, are these reps? You delete the comment. You block the user. You spend the next week researching how to prove authenticity in photos. You buy a macro lens. Your follower count remains 87. And then you become an adult with the sneakerhead genes in full bloom. You work an entry-level data entry job. Your entire paycheck goes to a storage unit. The storage unit does not contain furniture. It contains 127 shoeboxes, climate-controlled. You live in a studio apartment with a mattress on the floor and a mini fridge. Your prized possession is a neon sign that says just do it. You eat ramen for dinner. You own a pair of sneakers worth more than your car. You consider this a sound financial strategy. Your dad asks when you'll buy a house. You show him a picture of the off-white Air Jordan 1 Chicagos. He cries. Dating is a minefield. Your Hinge profile has 6 photos. 5 are of your feet wearing different sneakers. The 6th is a blurry picture of you at a sneaker convention. Your bio says, looking for someone who appreciates the finer things, must know what DS, VNDS, and OG all mean. You get 3 matches in 6 months. The first asks if you're selling. The second asks what DS mean. You unmatch immediately. The third seems promising. She says she loves the Air Max 90. You go on a date. She shows up wearing Air Max 90s. They are filthy. You excuse yourself to the bathroom and never return. You become a regular at Flight Club. The employees know you by name. They don't know your real name. They know you as the guy who asks to see the size 12 Union LA Jordan 4s every Saturday, holds them for 15 minutes size, and puts them back. You do this for 8 consecutive Saturdays. On the 9th Saturday, you buy them. The moment is transcendent. You walk out of the store holding the bag like it's the Holy Grail. You immediately post a fit pic on Instagram. You caption it, finally home. Subscribe so you can keep crying about people you've definitely met. You develop a mortal enemy. His name is Resellric on Twitter. He always gets the pairs you want. He taunts you with photos of multiple pairs tagged Easy Cop. You spend $90 on a bot service to beat him. The bot failed. The sneakers sell out in 8 seconds. Resellric posts a screenshot of his 10 confirmed orders. You report his tweet for harassment. Twitter does nothing. You consider driving to his city, which is Portland, to have a conversation. You look at the price of plane tickets. You could buy 2 pairs of sneakers for that. You stay home. Your credit card debt reaches $11,000. It is all sneaker related. You justify it as an investment. The bank calls you about a missed payment. You tell them you have assets. They ask what assets. You say you have a pair of 2016 Nike Mag replicas. The bank representative does not know what that means. You try to explain they are Back to the Future shoes. He says they are not on his list of acceptable collateral. You pay the minimum. You sell a pair of Jordan 3s to cover it. You feel a deep spiritual loss. You buy a pair of Jordan 5s the next week to feel better. Your greatest triumph is also your downfall. You finally land a pair of original 1985 Air Jordan 1s. They cost you 4 months' rent. You don't wear them. You put them in a clear case with silica gel packets. You display them in your living room. You have a housewarming party. One guest, a normie, picks up the case to look closer. He stumbles. The case slips. It doesn't break, but the sheer terror of the moment causes you to scream like you've been stabbed. The party ends. You are left alone, hugging the case. You have never been happier to be alone with your shoes. You attend a sneaker convention. You wear your best pair. You walk around for 6 hours looking at tables, judging other people's collections. You see a guy selling fake Yeezys. You call him out publicly. He tells you to relax. You tell him he's poisoning the culture. A security guard escorts you out. You stand outside the convention center, clutching your shoebox bag. You realize you have spent $60 on entry, $40 on parking, and 7 hours of your life to achieve nothing. You go home and order a pizza. You eat it while staring at your shoes. Years pass, you are 34. The market shifts, dunks are out. New Balance 990 V6 is in, you don't understand it. You buy 6 pairs just in case. Your storage unit is now costing you $412 a month. Your car breaks down, you cannot afford to fix it. You sell a pair of Yeezy 750 boosts to cover it. It feels like selling a child. You drive the fixed car to a sneaker convention. You try to trade a pair of Jordan 11 Concords for the new collaboration. The trader laughs at you. He says they're bricks now. Your heart breaks. You get a promotion. Your new salary could finally allow a normal life. You immediately calculate how many more grills you can buy. You allocate 50% of the increase to sneakers. Your partner, if you have one, suggests a vacation. You say you'd rather go to SneakerCon in Las Vegas. They suggest a compromise. You book a trip to Las Vegas. You spend 3 days at SneakerCon. You spend 1 hour at the actual Vegas Strip. You see the Bellagio fountains. You think about how the water might ruin your shoes. You go back to the convention. You reach 40, your knees hurt. You can't wear flat shoes for long. Your grails sit unworn. You consider selling the collection to put a down payment on a condo. You log into StockX, you see the prices. The market has crashed for your specific era of hype. Your $40,000 collection is now worth maybe $7,000. You close the laptop. You don't sell. You go to the storage unit. You sit on the concrete floor between the stacks of boxes. You take 1 pair out. You put them on. You walk around the unit once. You take them off. You put them back. This is enough. Your friends have families, they have children, they have backyard barbecues. You have a monthly meetup with 3 other sneakerheads at a coffee shop. You talk for 2 hours about the upcoming Jordan releases. One of them mentions his son's soccer game. The conversation died. You all look at your phone. You check StockX prices. The silence is comfortable. You realize these are your only real friends. You have never seen their faces without a hat or a mask. You know them only by their Instagram handles. Comment your handle below if you're in this circle. Your legacy is a footnote. No children, no spouse. A niece comes to visit. She sees the single pair you keep on display. She asks why you have old shoes in a box. You start to explain. You see her eyes glaze over. You stop. You say they were just something you liked a long time ago. She nods and goes back to her iPad. When you die, the contents of the storage unit are sold at auction for $9,000. The buyer is a 22-year-old kid starting his own collection. The cycle continues. Tag someone whose entire personality is shoes. They will not appreciate it. All jokes aside, these are exaggerations, internet caricatures born on social media and spread like wildfire. Yes, the obsessive collection of sneakers is real, but turning sneakerhead into a universal punchline reduces real people to a single stereotype. Most sneaker enthusiasts are passionate about design, history, or community, and for many, it's a harmless hobby that brings genuine joy and connection. Behind every meme is a real person doing their best, often just trying to find a piece of identity or beauty in a mass-produced world. So laugh at the absurdity of paying rent for a shoe storage unit, but remember that judging someone's passion by its market value or social clout is a pretty shallow way to walk through life.